Hello everyone. Welcome to the World News. Now, this is a topic that is being covered by the whole world these days. You can see here that US military out, close all bases, all these protests are happening these days in Japan against USA. Now here you will say wait. Why will there be protests against US in Japan? The reason is because, again, yes, I have to say it again, this has become a case of almost every second or third year. A US military soldier has been accused of raping a minor girl in Japan. Here you can see that BBC, CNN, media from all over the world are publishing articles on this. US soldier charged in Japan for rape of minor. And this is a matter of great concern. And for me personally, whenever I read about this, I get very angry about such cases. Genuinely, I feel bad for Japan because they cannot do anything about this problem. Japan is in a very bad situation geopolitically if you look at the larger view. Look at it on a macro level. And I know many of you may ask this question. Tell me one thing, Asia is here, Japan is here, from here USA altogether is here across an entire ocean. So what are the American soldiers doing in Japan? So look, there is a mutual defense treaty between Japan and USA. That means if Japan is attacked tomorrow, then it will be considered that US is being attacked. And if US is attacked, then it will be considered that Japan is being attacked. And this is why you will notice in Japan, there are at least 8 to 9 major military bases of USA. And the micro-military bases may be built in other places as well. But the main military bases of US, you will find them all over Japan. And all this is being done for this reason. Because according to the Constitution of Japan, Japan had imposed restrictions on itself for a long time. That Japan will not raise its military. Because of what Japan did in World War II. After that, they had to impose this restriction on themselves. Obviously, in recent times, seeing the threat from China, Japan has lifted all these restrictions. But an old legacy has been going on that Japan never developed its military much. Even today, if you see, the population of Japan is falling. The young population here does not want to join the military. So frankly you ask me, can't Japan defend itself? If you remove the US military from Japan today, and remove this military pact, then China will very easily capture many of Japan's islands. Japan will not be able to show much resistance. You can say that they will need a cultural change to build a military again, which may take a decade or two to bring about. So now you can understand why I said that I feel bad for Japan. Because they are compelled to keep USA soldiers on their soil. You may say that nationalism is increasing in Japan today. Far-right groups are increasing. But in the end, the bitter reality is that it will not change. And do you know who has been the biggest victim of all this? The common man of Japan. I will tell you a statistic, you will be surprised to hear it. If we look at the data from 1972 to 2009, the servicemen of USA soldiers deployed in Japan, they have committed 5,634 criminal offenses. Out of these, 25 are murders. Around 400 are burglary. They entered a rich man's house and committed theft. Yes, these cases have also come to light. 25 cases of arson, burning of buildings. 127 cases of rape have come to light. Yes, if you want to read about it, there is a 13-year-old article in The Guardian. The Second Battle of Okinawa lumps as China's naval emissions grow. This article states that on one hand Japan is worried that the threat from China is increasing. On the other hand, the problem is that the image of US soldiers in Japan is very bad. Here you will be able to see these 127 rape cases by US soldiers in Japan. I am talking about those which have been proven. There have been many rape cases which were completely suppressed under the pressure of the US government. There was never any discussion on it in the media. And by the way, one of the most horrific cases came to light in 1995, when 3 US soldiers raped a 12-year-old girl in Japan. I will again say that we are not looking at this one-off case. Today, in 2024, there has been a long history of this. Almost you can say that there used to be 1 or 2 such cases in a year. And just think how humiliating it must be for the people of Japan, that the soldiers of another country, a country by the way which had dropped 2 atomic bombs on Japan, their soldiers knowing that Japan has no options. Their government is also helpless. It misuses its powers in this way, and assaults women in this way. And the recent case that has happened in Japan, exactly the one we are talking about today. Here a 25-year-old US Air Force personnel raped a 16-year-old girl in Japan. This too has been caught, because his face was seen in the security footage. Otherwise I am telling you that the actual number can be much higher. I am not covering the stories after World War II here, how the Japanese government opened brothels. If I start telling you that, it is possible that many people will not even be able to watch this entire video. It is a very bad history. I do not want to go to that dark place. History is very depressing sometimes. But here you will obviously ask me this question. Let's talk about the future. Leave history aside. Tell us in the future what Japan can do so that such cases do not occur. Now look, I will tell you one thing. Sometimes there are such problems whose solution is not understood. When I look at the Japanese society, I see a strange society. A society where the male and female population do not want to have children. Families do not want to grow. That is why there is a massive decline in the population. Then their youth. Ask them why do not you join the military? So they will give 10 excuses that there is a lot of work in the military. Who will join the military? We will relax. We want a casual job. And when you tell them that China is aggressing, I am telling you that their youth has become so irresponsible, lazy and comfort-loving that their own youngsters say that Japan itself must be doing something today that will anger China. Otherwise, why would China attack us without any reason? They have become so used to comfort that recently the Japanese military had to change its rules. They had to say that keep whatever hairstyle you want. Otherwise, before this, the rule in the Japanese military was that you will serve in the military only with a buzz cut. But the way the trend is in Japan, boys keep that anime or BTS hairstyle. The Japanese military said keep whatever hair you want. But come to serve the country. Join the military. Because overall recruitment is very low. The people of Japan do not want to join the military to protect their country. So if Japan has to get out of this problem, I have to speak clearly here. A cultural revolution will be needed. The culture of their entire country will have to change. The mentality will have to change. People should have a sense of patriotism for the country. They should have a proud feeling that we are Japanese. We will protect our country. Until that happens, their dependency on the US will keep increasing. And such cases will keep happening. American soldiers get a feeling of privilege. That Japan's protection is based on us. And many times they will misuse their power. In this way, these cases will keep increasing. Unless Japan makes any fundamental change in its society. And finally, I will ask you a question here. Julian Assange. This name is in news a lot these days. I want to tell you, which country is Julian Assange a citizen of? Yes, which country does Assange belong to? Here are your options. US, Sweden, Australia or UK. Answer in the comment section. Those who give the correct answer, I will give a heart to their comment, so that other people can understand what the correct answer is. Add with this note, the video ends. Thanks for watching, and as I always say, may the gods watch over you.